How are you doing? Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, my name is Cynthia. It is a pleasure to have you here today, and I hope you will keep coming back. Today's video is a bit different from the usual content we have in this channel. I usually share outfit tips and beauty advice with you, but today I want to share one of the most beautiful miracles I have received from God. As with Christmas approaching, I decided to share this testimony to inspire you and increase your faith. This is not the first miracle God has done in my daughter's life, but I would like to start by talking about this one. I will tell you about the first miracle she received another time. I have got my tea here so we can have a little chat, so feel free to pause the video and grab your coffee or your tea and let's have a heart-to-heart talk. Let's begin. Emily was born at 32 weeks, and even though she was a premature baby, by God's grace, she was born healthy and perfect. When Emily turned 2 years, she started having trouble with the bowel movements. She would go days, sometimes even weeks, without going to the bathroom. You know what I'm talking about, right? When she went, it was accompanied by a lot of pain and tears. She would sit on the toilet for hours, and when she did manage, the stools were too large for her size, for her age. That's when our journey began. My journey and my husband's journey and Emily's journey. Taking Emily to many specialists, we tried everything you can imagine. Many doctors, exams. There were times when everything is fine, and she would go to the bathroom normally for a few weeks, but soon the nightmare would return. There were times so critical that we had to take her to the hospital for those cleansing procedures, because she had so much stress built up that she just couldn't go by herself. Emily's belly was very swollen because of this, and it took away my peace because I couldn't understand it and I felt so helpless. Many times I wished I could take her place. I remember finding her in the bathroom asleep on the toilet, exhausted from trying hard, and in the end she couldn't do it. I would put her in the bed, and minutes later she would wake up crying again. I also remember that the school called me once saying that they had never seen a child in that situation. They were so scared, and Emily often asked me why God let her suffer like this because it hurt so much. And the hard part is I didn't have any answer to that question. But I knew that if God wanted to heal her, He would. If He didn't want to, it wouldn't make Him any less of a God or mean that He loved us any less. I kept praying and crying out to God for a miracle. Time for my tea. And so the years went by with doctors, diets, tough days, and some good days. When Emily turned 7, we went in a very good phase. She hadn't any problem for a long time. That's when we moved to Canada. We arrived here in the middle of the pandemic during the lockdown, and it wasn't easy because it was a new country, new language, and a different culture. Don't get me wrong, moving here was a dream come true, a beautiful gift from God. But that doesn't make things any less difficulty. In the middle of adjusting, Emily's crisis returned again, even worse, terribly worse. She spent the entire week trying, waking up in the middle of the night in tears from pain. The medications didn't work. When I took her to the doctor and explained the situation, they said it was normal for a kid to be constipated. And no matter how much I explained that her case was different, they just didn't get it, They would prescribe a medicine and ask to wait 6 months to see if it worked or not. After 2 years of this struggle, we decided to take her back to our home country to see the doctors and redo the exams. The doctor ordered a test to measure how thick her intestines were. I am so sorry, I am not sure about my pronunciation. And I am sorry, but I also don't know the name of the test or the technical terms. So I will explain the best way as possible. And to the doctor's surprise, Emily's intestines were too thick that the machine could not measure. That's why she couldn't have a bowel movement. It took a huge amount of stool to fill in her intestine, and by the time the intestine finally sent the signal to her brain, the stool was too old and hardened. Another test was done to check if she could push. Because of all years of struggles, she had developed a trauma. She had simply forgotten how to push. It seems too simple, doesn't it? Going to the bathroom, sitting, pushing, and that's it. I had no idea that someone could fight such a big battle for something that should be natural. We were relieved to have a diagnosis, but worried because we had to go back to Canada and look for a treatment there. This was in the end of the year, and we spent the new year with our family on this trip. On January 1st, 2022, my sisters-in-law decided to gather all the women in the room to pray, thanking God for the past year and asking for blessings in the new year to come. During that prayer, God used my sister-in-law to say that He was healing my daughter. But after so many years of praying for that miracle, I didn't even realize that was happening. Well, my friends, days and weeks went by. We returned to Canada, and one day I was working from home, and when Emily got back from school, she went straight to the bathroom and had the normal bowel movement. This was on Monday, and she did the same on Tuesday. By Wednesday, I thought, wait a minute, 3 days in a row. That's when it hit me. God had said He was healing her, and He did. That was almost 3 years ago. And do you know how many crises Emily has had since then? No. Do you know why? In Numbers 23:19, God's word says, God is not like a people who lie. He's not a human who changes his mind. Whatever He promised, He does. He speaks, and it is done. I never get tired of thanking God for such a blessing. When I tell this testimony, people don't quite understand the suffering Emily went through. Many relate it to how they feel when they are constipated. Only those who lived with Emily know how the full extent of this miracle we received. I will always be grateful to God for this blessing. And I would like to remind you two things. Number one, God still performs miracles. It doesn't matter what your situation is. Christ remains the doctor of the doctors, the lawyer of the lawyers, the king of the kings, the Lord of the lords. Number two, no matter how big or small your problem may seem to you or others, seek God, cry out to Him, strengthen your faith in Jesus Christ. Emily was healed after 5 years of tears, pain, and prayer. So don't give up. The Bible is full of stories of people who waited too long but remain faithful. Keep crying out, seeking and trusting, because God can infinitely more. I hope this testimony has helped your faith and given you that motivation to keep going. My prayer and wish are that you will stay faithful, receive your miracle, and share what God has done for you. Thank you so much for spending time with me, listen to this testimony. I told God that every time that they will give me opportunity to tell about this miracle that they made to my daughter's life, I will not lose the opportunity. So for this reason, I'm sharing this with you. I hope this can inspire you to wait in God's promise. So once again, thanks so much, and I see you in my next one. God bless you. Bye.